next session of strength of materials. I'll solve question 6 of SFD BMD. Draw SFD and BMD for the cantilever beam loaded as shown in the figure. Now this is the next type of problem where I am going to solve for UDL. Till now all the 5 problems that I have solved was for only point or concentrated load. So I'll start with drawing the FBD for it. This end is fixed, so I'll draw VA and I'll draw MA. There is no point in drawing HA because there is no other horizontal force on the body. This is point C, this is point D. Now 3 kilonewton and the distance is 2. So 3 2s are 6 and it will be placed at 1 meter from end A and end C both. So this is 6 kilonewton. The distance will be 1 meter each. This load is 2 kilonewton per meter and the distance is 3. So again the value is 6 kilonewton and the distance will be 1.5 meter each. Now I'll start with calculation of VA and MA. I'll start with summation of force in y direction is equal to 0. Any force in upward direction is positive. I have VA going upwards. Minus 6 is equal to 0. So I have the value of VA as 12 kilonewton. Next I'll use summation of moment about A is equal to 0. I'll take clockwise direction moment as positive. I have MA turning clockwise. I have 6 turning clockwise, so plus 6 into 1. And I have this 6 also turning clockwise, so plus 6 into 4.5. I get the value of MA as minus 33 kilonewton meter. This is clockwise. So if I want to write in anti-clockwise direction, I'll write down 33 kilonewton meter anti-clockwise. So these are the values of VA and MA obtained. I'll write down the values in the diagram. 12 kilonewton and MA is minus 33 kilonewton meter. Now I'll start with the SF calculations. Any force to the left of section going upward is positive shear force. I'll start with the shear force at A. Now since there is a shear force here, so obviously there will be left and right both calculated. I'll stand at A, look to the left, no shear force, so it is 0. Shear force to the right of A will be 12 kilonewton. Look carefully, I'll go to the right and I see this point A. Now this numerical is also important because you need to understand that we are only going to project the points which are given to me in the question. I am not going to project these points of 6 kilonewton, neither am I going to mark these points and calculate the shear force twice over here. So this is a rule for solving the UDL type of problem. So after right of A, I'll directly go to the point C. Since there is no shear force here, when I stand here, I will see VA going upwards and 6 kilonewton going downwards. So the shear force at C is 12 minus 6, which is 6 kilonewton. When I stand at D and I look to the left, again I'll see the same thing which I saw by standing at C. So I'll write down a shear force at D. Next I will directly jump to the point B. Since there is no shear force here, again I will just calculate once. I can see VA going upward, minus 6 downwards and minus 6 downwards. So the shear force at B, which is again important because I should get the value as 0. I have VA going upwards, minus 6, this is 0. So my value is ending at 0 and it is starting at 0, which means I'm going to get a closed graph. Now I'll start plotting them. All the values are positive. So I'll randomly draw a line. This is SFD in kilonewton. This is point A, B, this is C, this is D, and this point is B. So to the left of A the value is 0, right of A the value is 12 kilonewton. At point C the value is 6 kilonewton. At D also the value is 6 and at B the value is 0. Now here plotting is going to be a little different than what we have plotted in the point load condition. If you recollect the table that we had drawn, when we have point load, then the SFD is going to be a constant line and BMD was a linear line. For UDL, in case of SFD, the line is going to be linear, and for BMD, the lines are going to be parabolic. Now I'll join these points. From left of A to right of A is a straight line. From 12 to 6, I'm going to join with the help of a straight line. From 6 to 6, this will be a constant line. You can see there is no shear force, hence the line is constant. From 6 to 0, again with the help of a straight line. You can see for SFD, I am getting 1 degree line. This is 0 degree and this is a 1 degree line. I'll join these points to C and D. This is positive shear force and I'll draw the hatching line. So this is my SFD diagram. Next I'll go for the bending moment calculations. To the left of section, if I see any moment going clockwise, I'll say it is positive bending moment. Now I'll start at point A. You can see there is a moment, so I'll be calculating bending moment twice here, and at rest points I'm going to calculate only once. So at A, when I stand at A and I look to the left, no bending moment. So bending moment at left of A is 0. For right of A, MA becomes very much visible. So I'll write down bending moment to the left of A is 0. Bending moment to the right of A is minus 33 kilonewton meter. Next I'll calculate the bending moment at point C. When I stand here, I can see MA, I can see VA turning clockwise and 6 turning anti-clockwise. So I'll write down minus 33 plus 12 into 2 minus 6 into 1. I get this answer as minus 15 kilonewton meter. Next I'll calculate bending moment at D. Here also I'm going to get a different value like the previous problem because the distances of turning for this load are different. So when I stand at D, I can see minus 33, VA turning clockwise and 6 turning anti-clockwise. So I'll have minus 33 plus 12 into 4 minus 12 into 3 minus 6 into 2. I get the answer as minus 9 kilonewton meter. Last I'll calculate the bending moment at point B. This is crucial. I should get the value as 0. I'll have MA clockwise. I have VA turning clockwise. Next I have 6 turning anti-clockwise and have this 6 also turning anti-clockwise. I get the value as 0. I start at 0, I end at 0. This checking for every numerical is very important that I get 0 at start and end. You can see all the values are negative, so I'll plot the line here so that I have more space below. This is my bending moment diagram in kilonewton meter. This is point A, C, D and B. I'll start with left of A, the value is 0. Right of A, the value is minus 33. For C, I have the value as minus 15. For D, the value is minus 9. And at B, the value is 0. Now here I am going to start with the help of a pencil because I have curved lines for UDL portion, and for no load condition again the lines are going to be linear. So first I'll use a pencil to join. 0 to 33 is a straight line. From 33 to 15 I'll draw a straight line first. 15 to 9 again a straight line, and from 9 to 0 I'll draw a straight line. Now if you observe carefully, this portion A to C is UDL and D to B is also a UDL. Now how do you draw a curve? Now the curve can be of two types. Either the curve could be this direction or the curve could be in this direction. There are two types of curves in these two directions. Now which curve should I use for joining at this point? Now for that there is a simple logic. If you see for SFD the value is of decreasing type, then just use this type of a line. That is, for a straight line, the curve should go above the line when you see a decreasing value for SFD. If you see an increasing value of this sort, then you can draw the line below the curve. So just remember this way, that below the line curve is used for increasing slope, and any curve drawn above the line will always indicate decreasing slope. Now this is actually a mathematical concept which I am telling you. That is, when you see this and if you see the angle over here, the angle over here will be of increasing slope type, and here if you check the angle of inclination for this curve, it will be of decreasing type. Hence I am going to draw the curve of this sort. Now let me join left of A, right of A. This will obviously be a straight line. From minus 33 to minus 15, I have drawn a very light straight line. I will be drawing the curve above the line for decreasing slope, which is of decreasing type here. From 15 to 9, there is no UDL, so this will be a straight line. And from 9 to 0, this is a straight line which I have drawn, so I will just draw a curve above the straight line. So this is how I am going to join a curve here, a straight line here, and a curve here. This is 2-degree curve, this is 1-degree line, and this is 2-degree curve. I will join the points, and this is my negative bending moment. I will just draw the hatching lines. So based on this concept of drawing the lines, it is very simple to plot the SFD and BMD. I will be taking up some more numericals in the further sessions. I hope you have understood the session. If you have any doubt, write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon for latest updates of my videos. See you in the next session. Thank you.